Hello everyone! Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am bringing you a highly requested video, which is how I film and edit my videos. If you are new here, my name is Katie and I'm a nail technician, and I make a lot of videos doing overhead filming and different things like that for tutorials and also vlogs and other types of videos. However, I think that this video could apply to a lot of different types of videos and different types of professions, so stay tuned. I've got lots of tips and tricks, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I film my videos, and make sure to check the description box because I will link everything that I use down there in the description box as well. I'd also like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and I will make sure and tell you guys a little bit more about Skillshare later in the video when it comes to editing. So let's dive right in. The first thing I'm going to talk about is lighting, which is super important for filming and photography. You have to have good lighting. So to start off with, this is the Daylight Slimline lamp, and this is what I use when working and for filming videos, and it clamps down onto the side of my desk like this, and it's super bright, and it's really easy to maneuver around, so you can twist the top of it to kind of face the lights in a different direction. You can swivel it around, bend it, move it wherever you want. So I really like this light. It is very bright. They also make a longer version, so the version that I have of it is actually shorter. They make a version that goes about twice as long, and here's what the lights look like when they're not on, just to kind of show you how many little LED lights are in that lamp. The next light I have at my desk is the IKEA Tertial lamp. This one's really good for photography. It just creates like the most beautiful light on the nail. I just love this one, and it also is extremely bright. I kind of honestly feel like it's brighter than the Slimline lamp, depending on what bulb you put in it, because before I had this lamp, I thought my desk was bright, and once I got this, it is even brighter. So I love this lamp. Again, also very easy to maneuver around and move it any direction that you want. This is the bulb that I use for it, which is a Philips bulb, and it's the 1500 lumens, 12.5 watts. So it's the maximum watts that I think that light can take. The third light that I have is called a softbox light, and I got this one off of Amazon. It's really not that expensive, and what's nice about this one is it creates kind of an just overall general brighter space. Because of that screen that goes over top of the light bulb, it kind of diffuses the light, so the light isn't really harsh. So the other lights that I have at my desk, you can see like reflections from them in the nails or in a background depending on what you're using. However, this one just kind of gives the room an overall more brighter appearance. So I really like this one as well. Again, I got this one from Amazon. It's from Mount Dog, and it really wasn't expensive. I will make sure to link all of these things down below. And it's super easy to put up and take apart, so I don't leave it up all the time. Once I'm done with it, I will put it away and fold it back up. Now moving on to backgrounds for filming. So I have a lot of these craft papers that I use for backgrounds sometimes, and you can get them at Michael's or Joann's or any craft store, and I just really like them. A lot of them are non-reflective, so you won't see the reflections of whatever lights you're using in the background, which is really nice. And I have a kind of a big variety, mostly lighter backgrounds, but I have some fun ones in there as well. And I honestly prefer to keep my backgrounds pretty clean and not super over the top kind of busy. So I usually will go for like white backgrounds or lighter backgrounds, marble, like a white glitter or something like that, just so that the nails and whatever I'm doing in the video really pop and it's not overly distracting. Another option for backgrounds, these are new to me. These are from Replica Surfaces, and they are these boards that are non-reflective, and they're really sturdy. They come with these little connectors so that you can put one flat and then put one standing up behind it, so you can kind of go in and do more of like those B-roll shots, and it's just kind of cool. It's really nice for photography, like a portable little studio, so that's kind of cool. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is props. So I sometimes use props in my filming, and I like to keep things pretty neutral and pretty like not overly busy. So I don't have too many props, but sometimes props are nice and they kind of give a little bit more interest to your videos. So here's just an example of some of the different things you could use for props. The little leaves, obviously, if you're doing like a fall video or something, some candles, some string lights. I have these little acrylic risers that I got from Amazon, so you can kind of put the products at different levels. So this is how I would film the B-roll footage, which is, if you don't know what B-roll footage is, it's that videos that I do that are like up close of the products or colors or whatever I'm doing, and I usually put it in the beginning of the video, maybe at the end of the video. It's like a supplemental footage that you can kind of cut to if you want to show something close up or something like that. So I'm also, you can see, using glitter here as like a prop to kind of give a little bit more sparkle, and I'm using that replica surface. So this is kind of gives you an idea of how I film that stuff. So I get the camera super close up and I try my best to hold still and kind of pan the products and get kind of like some nice close-up shots of them. Here's an example of some B-roll footage that I've done in the past. This is from my most recent Beamy Beauty Box video. So you can see I use the acrylic risers and I have the string lights in the background to add a little bit of sparkle in the background. And I have the products kind of nicely laid out so that you can see them, and they kind of have some in the background, some closer to the camera, so it adds a little bit more depth into the video. And also here is another previous one I've done to give you another example, and you can see this one again. I have the products laid out in a way so that you can easily see them. They're not all just flat, like they kind of have some dimension to them. You have some ones that are like lower, some higher, and then in the background I have some leaves, and then the background is a paper that is like a wood grain looking type of paper, so it looks very fall. So that gives you an idea of what the B-roll is and how to kind of get that kind of shot. So the next thing you're going to need is the equipment. This is from Archon Mounts. You can use this for cell phones or for cameras. So if you don't have a camera, you can use this for your cell phone as well. But it is really, really awesome for filming because you can use these little connectors and turn it and twist it whichever way that you want it to go. So if you are doing overhead filming, you can use it for that. And then if you want to switch to filming straight on, you can switch it around. You can make it higher, lower. It's amazing for that. I do have a coupon code, which I will put right here on the screen. And here's the little connector for the camera, and then you can easily switch it out for the one for your phone. So it's got a lot of options. It's amazing. I don't know what I would do without this for filming. I used to not have one and it was a lot more difficult. So I definitely recommend getting this, especially if you do overhead filming. The next thing is my camera, and I am filming now on my iPhone so you can see the difference so that I can show you guys my camera. And this is the Canon G7X. It is the Mark II version. This is a really, really popular camera for vloggers and YouTubers because it's really awesome for video. You can see it has the flip screen, so if you're filming straight on, you can still see yourself, which is really, really important. And then the top dial here is where you can switch it from videos or if you want to use it to take pictures. And then the second dial here is adjusting the brightness. So if you adjust it closer to the plus one, it's going to get brighter. And if you adjust it the opposite direction, it's going to get darker. So you got to kind of play around with this. I'm not going to go in depth on every single little thing that this camera can do because we would be here all day. This would be like an hour-long video. So I'm just going to show you kind of the basics of what I do with it. So then after you can adjust that brightness if you want, and then you have that top little dial for zooming. So you can zoom in, you can zoom out. So I'll show you guys on my nails right here. So that is kind of like the basics of that camera that I have. And then also you're going to need memory cards. I have two 64 gig memory cards, which are pretty large. However, if I keep on doing YouTube, I think I'm gonna need some more. I also have 2 batteries, so you want to make sure you have a backup battery because the batteries don't last that long, especially if you're like doing a watch me work and it's gonna take a couple hours. You definitely need 2 batteries. So I usually have 1 battery in the camera and 1 in the charger at all times. And then I wanted to show you this other little tripod. This is kind of one that I use if I'm vlogging, so I can easily hold the camera if I'm like out and about. And it also has a little, 3 little legs so you can stand it up. You can wrap the legs around things if you want to kind of attach it to something. It makes it super easy. So that's kind of like the gist of the equipment that I use. And you can see now when I am filming a video, I have that Archon mount with my camera attached to it, and I have it facing down, and the camera actually sits upside down. However, when I edit the video, I flip the footage right side up. So I actually film everything upside down. So I have my camera on and I am filming each of these products. And then I also have a scrapbook paper underneath for the background, and I liked this scrapbook paper because it has a little bit of gold in like a marble pattern, and the bottles are gold, so it kind of went really nicely with that. And then I also have my overhead light on, my daylight slim line lamp, and then I have the softbox light also as well on. So as much lighting as I can as possible, and then I go ahead and start filming. So now comes the time to edit my video. So I take my footage home and I upload it to my Windows PC. And I start editing. I usually like to have everything prepared and ready to go. So I usually have my phone, and I also have a notebook with any notes that I need to make sure and remember to say in my video or bring out. And I use a program called Adobe Premiere Pro to edit my videos. And in this program, I can cut the footage, I can delete footage, I can make things sped up, slowed down, I can change the lighting, I can make things brighter, I can do all sorts of things. You can add transitions, you can add graphics. There's like so much stuff that you can do in this program. This program is like very, very detailed, and there's so many possibilities that you can do. So I like using this program a lot, and I know a lot of these programs can be a little bit difficult to use, especially if you are not a computer savvy person. I personally love computers, but if you are someone that struggles with that and you aren't sure exactly how to use these types of programs, I wanted to also share with you guys about Skillshare, and I'd love to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I have actually been using Skillshare already for about 3 months now, so I was really excited when they asked to partner with me and sponsor a video, especially because it's something that I had already actually been using. Skillshare is an online subscription-based service which has a lot of educational videos, and I have actually been using Skillshare to learn even more about Adobe Premiere Pro and how to get better at the program and editing. With Skillshare, you are able to take as many classes as you want under a ton of different categories. So the one in particular that I'm currently taking is this one, which is video editing with Adobe Premiere Pro for beginners. I would highly recommend checking out Skillshare if you want to better your skills in video editing or learn some new skills. I also have a link in the description box which gives the first 1,000 people a free trial for Skillshare, so definitely make sure to check that out. And you can also see, you can type the category in of YouTube, and there's so many different videos all about YouTube, how to grow a channel, how to start a channel, how to make thumbnails. There's so much information on here about YouTube and video editing, and I even took a class about how to do art on my iPad. So there's so much content on here and so much good educational videos. I definitely recommend checking it out. So video editing can honestly take me anywhere between 3 to 10 hours or longer. Video editing is definitely a very time-consuming part of making videos. I start by dragging all of my content into the little preview section, and then I can start taking away things, kind of chopping it up, deleting sections, making sections quicker or slower, and then also adding my voiceover. So I do voiceover for a lot of my videos, and that's mostly because I actually work in a salon with other people, and it can be a little bit noisy, so it's not the best setup for actually being able to talk to the camera as I'm recording, which is why most of my videos have a voiceover. And the mic that I prefer for my voiceover, it's called the Snowball, and it's made from Blue microphones. I picked mine up from Best Buy, and it plugs into my computer using a USB cord, and then I can directly record a voiceover on top of my videos straight into the editing program. And then from there, I can also edit my voiceover. I can, if I mess up words here and there, I can cut it out or rearrange things and do all sorts of things. I can adjust the tone of my voice if I need to be a little bit louder or a little bit quieter. And then I can also go in and add music on top of that as well. Now, if you do decide to use music in your videos, you want to make sure you're using non-copyrighted music or royalty-free music. Otherwise, you need to be purchasing the rights to use songs if they are copyrighted. And if you do end up using songs that are copyrighted, YouTube will usually delete your video or delete the sound off of your video because that music is technically copyrighted. So you just want to make sure not use music that you do not have the rights to use. So once I have finished editing my video and it's now exporting, I then go ahead and switch to my MacBook to start creating the thumbnail. So I work on this while that video is exporting, so I'm not just sitting around waiting. And then once the video's done and I can upload it, then the thumbnail's already done as well. So the reason I do not edit my videos on my MacBook is because my MacBook's pretty old, so it just doesn't have the capability to edit videos efficiently without getting run down. So that's the reason why I don't use my MacBook to edit my videos, but I do use it for other things, including making my thumbnail. And to make my thumbnail, I use Photoshop. Now, I think making a good thumbnail is very, very important, and that is one of the first things that people see. That's what's going to kind of help them to click on the video, is because they're going to see a really inviting thumbnail. And I try to make sure, whatever I'm doing, if I did a nail art tutorial, that the thumbnail is a picture of the design and it's very, very close up, because if someone is looking at YouTube on their phone, you have to keep in mind that the thumbnails are going to be pretty small. So if your photos are very, very far away or you can't see the detail, then it's not going to really translate when people are scrolling through YouTube. So for this particular thumbnail, I'm using some screenshots that I took straight from the video footage, and I'm making a little collage with them, and then I'm kind of deciding how I want it to be laid out and how I want the text to be laid out, and kind of playing with different things, changing the lighting, changing how the text is written, trying to find out what looks the best. Another way I can make a thumbnail also is to actually take a picture when I am working on something, which I do a lot of times as well. But for vlogs or this style of video, it works a little bit easier to just take a screenshot from the footage, and then it's straight from the video is where I get that thumbnail. So once that is all done, then I upload the video to YouTube, attach the thumbnail, and I make sure and fill out the descriptions, the title, and I make sure all that information is filled out for you guys so that you can easily find links and stuff to things that I talked about in my video. And then I always make sure to post those videos and the links onto my Instagram and other social media. So it can be a little bit time consuming making videos, but I do really, really enjoy it. And it's not just filming a video and putting it up. A lot of work and time goes into each video, editing, and then uploading it and sharing it to all my social media, and make sure I reply and respond to comments and make sure that description box is filled out. There's just so much work that goes into each video, but I truly, truly love creating videos for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out if you also are looking to make YouTube videos. Don't forget to give this video a like and make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.